What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, what's going on with the fourth stimulus package, the infrastructure package, and all the additional stimulus items that could be in this package or on the block in the near future, as well as what is going on in the world today. In case you were wondering, yes, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer did just say this. In fact, here is Chuck Schumer's official Twitter account. This is real, this is not a spoof. He says, "Happy 420 from the Senate Majority Leader." Again, not a joke. In fact, as you can see here, Senate Leader Chuck Schumer calls for the, I don't even know if I could say that word on YouTube, so I'm just going to pass on saying it. But he calls for it to be decriminalized by next year's 420, which is April 20th. So yeah, apparently they're pro. This comes as the Derek Chauvin trial over the death of George Floyd is in deliberation now for over 8 hours. The jury has been deliberating for over 8 hours at the time of this filming, which is just a few hours before it goes live at 3 p.m. But crowds are gathering in Minneapolis and in other parts of the state as well, and are continuing to grow in size as we wait for a verdict. I think the biggest issue with the jury being out this long is there is dissension among the jurors, and there's not a clear-cut case for a guilty or a not guilty verdict. My wife thinks that if there's a not guilty verdict, that we're going to see a lot of protesting, and we could see it even if there's a partial guilty verdict. Remember, he's up for 3 different counts. It's second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. So, yeah, it's. I think that this could be the case of our decade. A lot of people are calling this the modern-day Rodney King trial, the Rodney King trial of our decade, of this decade, I should say. Obviously, a different situation, but maybe somewhat similar depending on how you look at it. But this will define, at least this year, and reform going forward on what happens. Now, the interesting thing about this is last month, back in March, the city of Minneapolis paid out a settlement to George Floyd's family for $27 million, essentially admitting guilt, at least in some degree. As you can see here, the city of Minneapolis on Friday back in March agreed to pay $27 million to settle a civil lawsuit from George Floyd's family over his death in police custody as a jury selection continues in the former officer's trial. Council members met privately to discuss the settlement, then returned to public session for a unanimous vote in support of the massive payout. It easily surpassed the $20 million payout the city approved 2 years ago for the family of a woman killed by a police officer. Floyd's family attorney, Ben Crump, called it the largest pretrial settlement ever for a civil rights claim, and thanked city leaders for showing you care about George Floyd. In fact, President Biden actually weighed in on this matter, showing his support.
So, thank you all for being. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Thank you. I know George. I'm just going to answer that one question because George is. I've come to know George's family, not just in passing. I've spent time with him. I spent time with his little daughter Gianna. You should see this beautiful child, and his brother. Both brothers, as a matter of fact. I can only imagine the pressure and anxiety they're feeling. And so I waited till the jury was sequestered, and I called. And as I wasn't going to say anything about it, but Thelonious said today on television, and he accurately said it was a private conversation because Joe understands what it's like to go through loss. And they're a good family. And they're calling for peace and tranquility, no matter what that verdict is. I'm portraying the verdict as the right verdict, which is, I think it's overwhelming in my view. I wouldn't say that unless the jury was sequestered now, not hear me say that. But so we just talked to, I want to know how they were doing, just personally, and we talked about personal things. Thank you very much for coming in.
So President Biden calls the Floyd family to offer his prayers and condolences, and also says that the evidence in the trial is overwhelming, assuming he's talking overwhelming towards a guilty verdict, because based on his words, he didn't directly say it, but it does seem like he is leaning towards a guilty verdict and thinks that the evidence is overwhelming for it. On Congress and stimulus, AOC combats the common misconception that senators and congressmen and congresswomen do nothing in a week, and why are they always on vacation? Here is Representative AOC on what she did in a week.
Okay, everybody, it is Friday, leaving the office, and I just figured I'd give you guys an update because what does a member of Congress do in a week anyway? So I'll tell you what I've been up to this week. On Monday, I started off back home in New York City, and we launched a program to reimburse you or anybody who lost someone due to COVID up to $9,000 in funeral expenses if you lost someone due to COVID-19. After that, I headed to Jackson Heights, where an 8-alarm devastating fire displaced over 400 people overnight, just became homeless. And so what we did was that we worked and we fought to get the city to give them 2 months of hotel stay while they sorted everything out. That was all Monday. Tuesday, I drove back to DC and did internal meetings for my team. And Wednesday was hearing day. And I had 2 hearings, one of which was where the Oversight Committee voted to pass DC statehood to the House. We're voting on DC statehood in the House next week. On Thursday, I reintroduced my postal banking legislation with Senator Kirsten Gillibrand and Congressmembers Capter and Pascrell. And we're going to try to get free ATMs at the post office and wire transfers and check cashing. And last but not least, today I spent a lot of time doing interviews, final votes on legislation, and preparing rollout because next week we are reintroducing the Green New Deal. So here's a picture of a pretty sunset I took this week.
So apparently, based on her week, it seems like she did an absolute lot. I'd be pretty tired after doing all that. Although I work pretty hard myself too. What do you think? Hit the like button down below if you think I'm a hard worker bringing you guys the latest news on stimulus and everything going on with our country. Speaking of that first item that AOC mentioned is, yes, you can get reimbursed if you had a family member pass away from COVID. If you did, my condolences, our condolences to your family. And the way to apply is you can call this phone number right here. Applications are already open. The phone number is 844 684 6333. You can get reimbursed up to $9,000 for a family member's funeral if they died from COVID. You have to have receipts and a certificate of death and different things that they'll need from you, but you can get reimbursed up to $9,000. This is one of the stimulus items or stimulus provisions that has already been passed from the previous stimulus packages. So again, we always talk about on this channel, there's lots of different packages and provisions besides just the stimulus checks. Speaking of stimulus checks, the monthly recurring stimulus checks actually started last year with the idea from Senators Bernie Sanders and now Vice President Kamala Harris. As you can see in this article from last year, Kamala Harris, who before she was vice president, and Bernie Sanders before he was Senate Budget Chairman, and Ed Markey want to give Americans $2,000 a month during the coronavirus crisis. Senator Kamala Harris, again, who's now vice president, Bernie Sanders, and Ed Markey have introduced a bill to give Americans $2,000 per month during this crisis, during this pandemic. However, we know that last year was a very different circumstance, well, because the Republicans were in control of the presidency and the Senate. Mitch McConnell was the Senate Majority Leader and had his graveyard of bills, he calls it, where he would send any bill that he didn't agree with, which was largely almost anything that came from the Democratic side, to the graveyard if it even made it to him in the Senate. And we've seen that happen with the $1,400 stimulus check, the standalone bill for $1,400, the Cash Act, which was back in like December or January, at the beginning of January. And remember, that act originally came from former President Donald Trump, who said these $600 stimulus checks, the second stimulus check, were not enough. They needed to be $2,000. President Trump at the time said that. Then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats passed it in the House along with Republican support. And then it went to Mitch McConnell and he sent it to his graveyard and didn't even let it go to a vote. I remember reporting to you at the time that there was probably enough Republicans in the Senate to pass that bill, and that would have got you the third stimulus check underneath President Trump at the time. And then I think we would have seen a fourth stimulus check underneath Biden, which means we probably missed out on an entire stimulus check simply because Mitch McConnell didn't let it go to a vote. There was probably enough votes to pass it in the Senate. It passed in the House with a bipartisan majority. However, now the Democrats are in control of the Senate and the presidency. Mitch McConnell is no longer the Senate majority leader. And the Democrats passed the third stimulus check package completely on their own, and likely will do so with the infrastructure slash stimulus package as well, and could put any amount of stimulus or stimulus items in there, and all they need to do is negotiate among themselves. Remember, the Senate parliamentarian has ruled that they can pass at least two more packages this year through the reconciliation process, which means they only need 50 or 51 votes in the Senate, which means the Democrats can pass at least two more bills this year completely on their own. And thus, we have seen the revival of the $2,000 per month stimulus bill with a new bill from Senators Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren pushing for $2,000 monthly stimulus checks until the pandemic is over. And again, the situations are different now because the Democrats now control the House, the Senate, and the presidency and can pass anything they want. All they need to do is negotiate among themselves. The other bill, this bill's from the Senate. The other bill that's from the House of Representatives is quickly gaining in support with more people coming on board for this. A one-time $2,000 check and then $1,000 monthly recurring payments for up until a year after the pandemic is declared over. But remember, all this started with now Vice President Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders. Here is Kamala Harris, the Vice President, speaking today on new stimulus and stimulus items.
And so that is what the American Jobs Plan is all about. It's a once-in-a-lifetime, once-in-a-generation investment in America's infrastructure, in America's future. It is what the American people deserve. It will keep our nation competitive, it will build up our nation's communities, and it will put our nation back to work. We made a commitment to get checks directly to the American people, and to date, 159 million have been sent out, and more jobs have been created in the first 2 months of our administration than in the first 2 months of any other White House in history. Help is here. Help is here. And hope is here. And things are looking up. Schools are reopening. Businesses are reopening. Grandparents are seeing their grandchildren in person. We are delivering real relief. And the American people are now able to breathe easier and sleep better. And we are not done. The President and I are ready to keep going. And we are not going to take it slow. And we are not going to take it one step at a time. Nope. We are going to take a giant leap into the future.
So Vice President Kamala Harris talks about the infrastructure, the American Jobs Plan, and hints at more stimulus coming in the future. Remember, they can add multiple different stimulus items in up until the last minute before they pass this. That is exactly what happened for the second stimulus check. It was literally added in just days before, really hours before they passed the second stimulus check package. The outcry for people for the second stimulus check that was originally not in that bill, the outcry and the push from congressmen and congresswomen and the American people, they took the money away from the states and cities and gave it to you guys in the form of the second stimulus check. That was added in, and then they literally wrote the bill and passed it in the House within a matter of hours after adding that in the bill. And remember that the second half of the infrastructure package, what Senator Bernie Sanders calls the human infrastructure part of the package, is likely where we will see stimulus checks, possibly monthly recurring stimulus checks, Medicare expansion, including additional coverage for vision, hearing, and dental, as well as possibly lowering the age limit or the age eligibility for Medicare and possibly Medicaid down to age 60 or even age 55. That's also where we could see the expansion of the child income tax credits, the $3,000 to $3,600 that is already passed, but it's only passed for 1 year. A lot of Democrats want to extend that for more years or even make it permanent until changed in a future legislation. We also have talk from the White House about including free adult to community college and free preschool for children, where basically the government will pay the bill for that. So there is a lot of different things on the horizon for this next infrastructure slash stimulus package. I will keep you up to date with everything regarding the upcoming round of stimulus, as well as what's going on in the world today. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss an episode because we cover different things in different episodes, and you don't want to miss out on something that might pertain directly to you. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on the Amazon FBA platform, where we have had dozens of students replace their 9-to-5 jobs selling products on Amazon, which me and my wife Laurel do as well. And we also teach people how to do that. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.